Everybody, how are you? I hope you're well. So yeah, my life's a little bit later than the others just because I've been doing some training. So um, yeah, Becky and Amy asked me to come into the group and share my story with you all. So I felt really privileged to be able to come here and basically share where I was, how I got here and where I'm going. So yeah, so a little bit of a backstory about myself. I'm Katie. I live in the southwest Devon. I was born and bred in a little city called Exeter, and I lived with my mum. So my mum was a single parent. She brought me up. We didn't have a lot growing up. My mum did the best that she could, as a single mum. I had my nan and my granddad. They were very important in my life as well. So it was my mum, my nan and my granddad. They were kind of my circle, really. So I grew up in a very loved family. I was very well loved and well looked after, to say. So yeah, I grew up in Exeter. My mum was a carer, and my nan and granddad looked after me every weekend while I was so my mum could work, basically, and obviously earn some money for us to get along and get by, really. Yeah, so that was kind of like my upbringing. I went to school in Exeter. I went to first, middle and high school, and then I went to college. I went and studied health and social care. So I did childcare first. I did childcare, and then I decided I wanted to expand my kind of knowledge. So I went into the health and social care field. A part of me did want to do like beauty at the time, but I just didn't have the confidence back then. I was like, oh, I don't know. And my mum was always a carer, so I just kind of followed niche. I just kind of went into my mum's footsteps, really. And yeah, so I did the care. And while I was at college, I had a few part-time jobs just to kind of like help pay my way and go out and have fun like you do when you're younger. You've got to go out and explore and do all of that. So yeah, I worked in a little shop called Clinton Cards. I used to work there on the weekends while I was at college. And then I worked in Primark after I'd finished all of my college degrees and stuff. I went there for 10 months because the job that I wanted wasn't like available at the time, and I wanted to kind of go into doing like learning disability support. And then a job came up with the local council. I went and applied for it, and I was really nervous, I'll be honest. 46 people had gone for this job, and I was fresh out of college, fresh meat, and I was like, I'm never going to get this job. I went for the interview, and yeah, I got the job, and it was amazing. And I stayed there for over 9 years. So I looked after adults with multiple and profound learning disabilities, and I loved it. Loved the job. It was absolutely incredible. Then kind of circumstances changed, really. So my husband and I lived with my mum. Then we decided to save for a mortgage. My husband lost his mum, so we stayed with his dad for some time just to kind of help support him. And then we moved out to Clumpton, so it's not too far from Exeter. It's about a 14-mile trip, just because it was cheaper to buy here. And my firstborn was 8 months old at the time, so yeah, we kind of moved over. We come to Clumpton and started a new life here, which was amazing. So I carried on working in Exeter for a little while. My mum helped to support with childcare because obviously I still had to bring in an income. And then yeah, circumstances changed. I went for a job that never happened in the end. So I ended up working in a care home for older people with dementia. Stayed there for, I think it was about 4 years. Some of it, like part of it through lockdown as well. And yeah, it was fine. It paid the bills, it paid the mortgage, but it wasn't like really what I truly wanted, if that makes sense. So I kind of was left in this place where I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And yeah, lockdown hit. I had my second child at the same time, so I had Joey, and my upline Emma, who's probably in the live watching now with us as well, she kept saying to me about the products and things, and I was like, do you know what, I really love the look of that spray foundation, I might give it a go. So I ordered the spray foundation, and I ordered the 40, of course, and I fell in love with them, fell in love with the products, and I've always been a bit of like a beauty lover and stuff anyway. So I kept buying the products, and then Emma come into my messenger and she was like, do you know what, you would be really good at doing this with me. And at that time I was like, I don't know, I used every excuse under the sun for joining. So I come up with I just haven't got time, I've got Ryan, who's my eldest, I've got Joey, who's very little, he needs a lot of my support. Maybe I'll look into it. When Joey goes to preschool, it'll be something I can do then. And then she was like, messaged me again a few months later, like, really, you need to do this. I was like, I just can't afford it. I can't afford it. And every time I was just using these same excuses, like why I couldn't join. So yeah, at the time I was still working in the care home. And yeah, I kind of like, I needed a break from care. In the same token, I'd done care for a long time. So a couple of weeks before I had Joey, my granddad passed away, and it was really, really tricky. It was a really, really tricky time. And I had Joey, and after I had Joey, I started suffering with anxiety and panic attacks and things like this. So I went to the doctors and they told me that, oh, you'll just be too busy with the baby, you know, you'll get over it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I went on for 10 months and I just, yeah, it just kind of took over. It took over the system, and I was just left in this place of like overwhelm, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't want to be in care anymore. And I just thought, I just don't know what to do with life right now. And yeah, I kind of went back to see the doctor, and he was like, look, you know, let's get you on some medication and whatnot. Let's get things under control. And I was like, right, that's cool. Yep, that's fine. And in the same token, like lockdown happened. And yeah, I was just stuck in this rut, really. I didn't know what to do. So it was coming up to my birthday, and my husband said to me, what do you want for your birthday? And I said, you know what? I really want to get that beauty box. And he was like, okay, if that's what you want. I was like, I just want the beauty box. I don't really want to do anything with it. I just love the products, you know, and it's a really good deal. I'm going to get all these lovely products for, you know, for no money, basically. So I messaged Emma and I said to Emma, hey, Emma, give me your join link. And she was like, what? I was like, please, just give me your join link. So she was like, well, what's going on? I was like, nothing. I'm not coming to do the business. I just want to buy the products. So back then we used to call it kidnappers, so people could buy the kit and basically, you know, get the benefits of all the lovely products. So I signed up. I got my kit, and then I think it arrived about 2 days later, and I was like, I really like this. What do I do with it now? And I found myself going live. I just was sat here one day and I was like, well, do you know what? I'm just going to show these products off because I love them. Somebody else might love them. So I sat at home. I think Ryan was at school. Joey was like having a little nap like he was back then because he was really little. And I pressed the live button and I had this box in front of me and I went, yeah, hi guys. Don't really know what I'm doing here, but I've got this lovely box of products. I just want to show you how they are, you know. So I went live, sweating like afterwards, like completely in a ball of sweat. And I was like, Emma, I've gone live. What have I done? But the feeling was amazing. So yeah, I was sat with this box and I was like, this is really cool, you know. This is really fun. I really enjoyed it. I felt so nervous, you know, like my anxiety kicked in. I was having the panic sweats, but I just kind of like, I just went live with it. So yeah, that happened. And I would say probably for the first year, I was just like faffing around with them. I never looked at it as a business. I never looked at it as a life-changing opportunity. I just enjoyed the products. I just loved going live, popping my makeup on, having a chat with the girls. And all of a sudden I was like, do you know what? You know, this could work for me. This absolutely could work for me. I'm not seeing all the comments here. I'm going to read them soon because I'll probably end up crying, and I don't want to cry on you all. Yeah, so that was that. So yeah, so I was getting along quite happily. I was getting a few sales here and there. It was nothing life-changing, but it suited me. I still had a job. I was still able to work. At this point, I had changed jobs as well. So I'd finished in the care industry because I needed a break from care. I was like, care's not serving me right now. You know, it's healthful happiness, isn't it? And, you know, at that time I needed the happiness and I needed to focus on my mental health and my well-being. So I left the care job. I was like, I'm done with care for now, you know, just because I wanted like something for me, and it took me a long time to see that. So I went and got a little part-time job over my son's school cleaning, which is perfect because then, so my two children, they both have special needs. My eldest is autistic. He has sensory issues, and he has severe like separation anxiety. So me being at work every evening while he was home was really quite difficult for him as well, because he got used to having me home while Joey was a baby. And then all of a sudden I was going to work until 10, 11 in the evening, and I would see him on the weekends, and I didn't want that for him. I wanted to be home with him. I wanted to see him grow. I wanted to be there to help him. So I took a break from care for the children and for myself. So like I say, I got this little part-time job over the school, still doing Younique on the side, you know. So I was like, right, that's fine, because I've got my hobby. And yeah, it was all working really, really nicely. And then like it took a while, and then all of a sudden collagen launched. Oh my God, collagen changed my business, like literally, bam, bam, bam. So it took a long time. It took a long time for me to get people in, you know, to see the products and stuff. Started taking the collagen myself, so I was able to kind of like tell people how it was. And all of a sudden I started getting sales coming in, and I was like, do you know what? This really can change my business, like totally. You know, you've got these people coming in, getting subscriptions. I'm not even having to do anything extra for that. It's just coming in. It's coming in. I'm getting this like little bit of income. Last year, I was able to pay for my children to have Creeley passes for the whole year. So for those of you who don't know what Creeley is, it's a theme park that's quite local to where we live. And it's really, really expensive to go. But I had enough commissions from Younique to be able to get the children these Creeley passes and like, you know, give them something like back, you know, without thinking I'm breaking the bank and all of that. So like little things like that, just being able to get my fruit and veg deliveries on my Younique card. And those little things back then were just, you know, they're just amazing. So all of that happened. So yeah, collagen came in and bam, like things started happening, and I was like, things are moving, man. This feels great. This feels really, really good. And then we all went out for an afternoon tea. And Amy and the team were there, and she was like, oh, you're going to come to Empower You? I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I've only ever done virtual events because of COVID. Everything we did was online. We never saw each other. Everything was like online. So I was like, right, okay, let's do this. Let's do it. I'm committed. I've never driven more than 20 miles from my hometown, and I'm driving halfway up the country. Like, what am I doing right now? So I was just like, let's do it. You know, you've got to commit, haven't you? You know, you've got to face everything and run. Don't fear it, face everything and run. So, and oh my God, I kid you not, I came away from that place like a new person. I've never experienced a feeling like it, I promise you. Like, everyone raved on about it. They were like, oh, honestly, you'll never feel nothing like it. And I was just thinking, okay, I don't know. You know, I'm not really sure what to do. And I got there, and we had a party the night before. So Lola, who's one of the, what we would have called back then the black statuses, but it's like vice presidents and things now. I'm not so clued up on all the names yet, so I do apologise if I get them wrong. She threw a party the evening before, and we were all dancing away. We were sat with all the black statuses, having drinks, and I just sat there. Like, I'm a people observer. I watch people a lot, and I was just sat there, and I went, do you know what? They were sat in the exact same place I'm sat now. They're sat there. They were me. They were once where I am. They're now there earning millions. They're earning thousands and thousands a month. I could be that person. Like, nothing's impossible. I could be that person. So I was just like, oh my God. And it opened up my eyes to what this business can truly do for somebody. And yeah, I just came away, and that was when we had the new enhanced pay plan. So that month was when they had brought in the 2 new colour statuses. So it was a coral and a teal. I hit coral that month. I was like, it was the best month of my life. I was like, wow, this is absolute fire, right? And I just came away, like literally, I just felt so pumped. And I was like, events are life. When everyone says it to me and they're raving on to you going, events are life, I was like, yeah, all right, it's just an event. But when I got there, oh my God, we laughed, we cried, we joked. I mean, every single emotion you could feel, but the happiest emotions, it was just nothing like I'd ever felt before. So I came away from that event in the June, and then we had a convention in Amsterdam in the October, and I was just like, I don't know if I can make this work. I don't know. But do you know what? I made it work. I made it work because I knew how important it was to get me onto that flight, onto that convention. And yeah, that was the memories. Oh my goodness. Like, it was the absolute best. So we all got the flight. There was like Amy, myself, Becky, Emma, Judith. We were all there together. Party of 5 on this plane, and like, I was petrified, absolutely petrified inside, but I didn't let it show, you know, because again, fear, face everything and run. I was like, I've got to do it, you know, to get places, you've got to invest in yourself. And I realise that now, like, you know, because everything was virtual. I didn't understand the process. But it was absolutely incredible. We did boat parties, we had convention every day. We had a Halloween party. Younique just put on the best events like you can imagine. The Vargas brothers were there. They're just absolute fire. We just partied like it, you know, like it was our last time to have a party. It was just brilliant. So events changed me and my personal development massively, absolutely. Like I came away, yeah, I just felt liberated, absolutely liberated. You're in a room with like over 1,000 people who are just cheering you on for where you're at and what you're doing. And again, I came back thinking nothing's impossible. And it took a lot to believe in myself. It took a lot. It took a lot of work, a lot of kind of personal development, mindset. But honestly, girls, honestly, if you're watching this and you're just like, do you know what? I've done other companies. We've all done other companies, and I never believed in myself. It's Younique that made me believe. And for what we stand for, uplifting, empowering and validating women, like I can tell you that that is the ultimate number one for anybody. Derek, who's the CEO of our company, like he believes, you know, he gives so much to us, and, you know, it's just amazing, you know, to be part of something so amazing. And honestly, like, it's changed me massively. And I just know in my heart of hearts where I am right now. Like I'm heading for I'm brand specialist now, but I'm working to get to a senior brand specialist. But I know that I can get to those end goals. I can do it. I can absolutely do it because now I believe in myself. So it's yeah, it's just absolutely game changing, guys, honestly. So if you've been invited to watch this video this evening because somebody's believing in you, somebody believes in you, and you've said no and you've given all of those excuses, please, honestly, invest in yourself, because it's so worth it. Like, it's helped me massively with my confidence, my self-esteem, my, you know, like, I would never have even like posted a selfie of myself without any makeup on. Now I just wake up in the morning, I'm like, hey girl, here I am, you know, rocking the day. Like, I'm so much more confident in myself and like my abilities, you know. It's just fabulous. It really is. Like the feeling it gives you. And, you know, if you're sat there going, I can't afford it, make it happen. Honestly, put back £15 a week or £20 a week just to get that box and get your business going, because I promise you, when you're in a sisterhood like this, you'll never look back. I promise you, you'll never look back. All of those companies that you've been in, anything like that, you know, it will just change your whole domain. So I'm going to read all the comments back. I can see them coming through, but I know they will literally distract me. So yeah, so I'm really proud of me. Like, I'm just reading all these amazing things. I am really proud of where I've come. And, you know, my ultimate why is my children. So, like, they are the reason I do what I do, because I want to be able to for them to grow up and see, you know, mummy works hard, but we've got what we've got because mummy works hard, you know. So they are my absolute why. You know, they need mummy home. I want to be my own boss, literally want to be my own boss. I don't ever want to be sat working for somebody else. I just want to be working for me. I want to be in that lovely big house where I'm mortgage free, and I want to be able just to say, yeah, we're doing this today, or, you know, we're gonna go abroad next week because I can, because that's the life I want for me and my children and my family. And I know that's going to happen. You know, I vision it, so I know it's there, and I know it's waiting for me. So yeah, like I say, girls, if you're sat there now and you're like, do you know what, I don't know, please invest in yourself, because I promise you it will be the best thing you've ever done in your life. So don't be me and wait for a year, because I could be somewhere else now if I like done it a year before. So it's yeah, it's special. It's a really special place to be, I promise you. So yeah, it's great. I'm not going to keep you too much longer, because yeah, I could baffle on for hours, me, you know, I could talk about the price of beans and all of that, but I'm not going to. I just wanted to like tell you a little bit about me, where I was, you know, how the events have helped me massively, and where I'm going. I'm going to the top, girls. I'm going all the way to the top with you guys as well. So yeah, I promise you, girls, you will not regret saying yes to this company. So say yes, and I will see you all here joining and growing with us too. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you all. Bye, guys.